Oh boy.
Everybody, we're welcome.
Okay. Make a new code. Make a new code. Make a new video. Start the video. Start the video. Let's start that again. Oh my goodness.
No, we're good. We're good. You gave us a salute because USA basketball won the gold medal yesterday.
Yeah.
Right now, the women are losing,
Mm.
but that's the story for another day. Anyways, Fairy Tale. We're back with Fairy Tale 100 Year Quest. We missed last week because my friend went to Mexico, and we were
Hmm.
too lazy to record a video throughout the week to catch up. But it's okay. Dual episode review week this time, and then back to singular episode week.
Honestly, I was kind of hoping to avoid that, but yeah, you're right.
Anyways, this week's episode, well, one, obviously last week's episode, we left off on a massive cliffhanger with Toka taking over Fairy Tale and defeating them all. The water god dragon appears. And then this week's episode, oh my god, was it good. Just it's good, it's funny. Because I was on Twitter just the other day, and I guess there was some, I guess, fairy tale hate, of course. When is there never fairy tale hate? And it was in regards to the animation, I'm guessing. Look, okay, first things first, before we talk about the thing, is the animation for Fairy Tale 100 Year Quest the best? Or is it like up there with Demon Slayer, JJK, or what people been freaking saying and going crazy over from, especially from last week? I still gotta watch it. The One Piece episode where Garp used his Galaxy Impact move, which I saw
Not
the
even
clip.
close. Not even close. I'll be
Yeah, not
honest.
even close. But it's still not bad animation. But see, this is the problem with modern day anime fans. If you ain't getting animation on the level of what we get out of Demon Slayer, One Piece, and JJK, apparently your anime ain't good.
Mm. Mm. People,
Listen,
people have high standards these days.
listen. I love it when my shows give me really good animation. If not, if anything, movie budget animation. Because that's what those shows be using. They be using movie budget type animation. It's still solid animation. If you look at this week's episode, the animation was amazing.
Yeah, it was fun. It was pretty solid.
I think people just find ways to complain just to complain. And mind you, Fairy Tail's anime, in terms of its animation, has always been average. It's been passable. It
Y-
hasn't had the craziest of craziest animations. Even
Yeah,
when going from the very original animation to the upgraded new animation for quote unquote the back half of the original series, even then, it was still average but passable animation. You were gonna
although
say something?
although I will admit that the animation for Fairy Tail back then was, in my opinion, slightly better. At least so far. Obviously the show is still only just begun. I just hope they improve on that later on.
Well,
That's
you
all.
also got to factor it's done by a completely different studio than the last studio.
Yeah, I can actually tell. In fact, I might be tripping, but it actually kind of reminds me low key like the character models now in Fairy Tail kind of reminds me of Eden Zero's models.
That's
Like,
probably what the well, I think it's done by the same animation studio that does the Eden Zero, which I think is JC Staff or whatever. I have
mhm.
to look.
Eh,
Or
eh,
no,
eh,
I think hold on, I gotta look. I gotta look actually. It's either JC Staff or Wit Studios, I think.
Because at first I was like, I didn't really know how to feel about it, but honestly, I'm not really like bothered by it.
Summer Anime 2025 chart. Let's see. Fairy Tale. If I can find it. Jeez, why'd I put Fairy Tale so far down?
Uh,
Yeah, it's done by JC Staff. It's done by JC Staff, which
mm,
is the same animation studio that does that was doing Eden Zero.
mhm.
So, nothing wrong with that. You know, again, I think the animation looks fine. It looks good to me.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think,
yeah. Like I said, I think it looks fine. I think, although I think they can improve if they put their mind to it.
again, maybe they just want to save some of their animation moments for the big moments.
Yeah,
Sometimes animes just do that.
yeah. As I said, the show has only just begun. So
Like people don't understand. It's a lot of money to put a lot of budget into your animation, you know. So, anyways, last week's episode, episode 5, titled A Bitter Choice. We basically get the resolution to our heroes beating Diablos, you know. Natsu, he ends up beating Madmal by burning him damn near alive. But they manage to get away. Urza kind of has a stalemate with Kiria, even though
well,
she's
she Urza did kind of slice her up a bit.
yeah. We also do get some meltiness because Natsu goes like all out Dragon King mode essentially and burning people's bikinis and things like that. And Kiria's like, "What the hell is this heat? And why you ain't burning hers?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm wearing my Flame Empress armor, so I don't burn. I can take this heat." So that's the thing. Anyways, what happens is they basically kind of do a retreat, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll take you guys on later. We're actually looking for the white mage anyway, so."
We're bound to run into each other. We're bound to run into each other again.
Yeah, so you probably think you're gonna see them again. And just for clarification for people in the comment section, because I got this comment in the comment section, we have read the manga. we have read the manga. Now,
well,
I continuously am still currently reading the manga. I'm caught up to where the manga is currently at. My friend at some point.
Yeah, I stopped for I forgot where I stopped, but yeah, I did read some of the manga, so I know some of the stuff that's gonna happen, but not everything.
Yes, we know what happens in the future. Now, it may be a while, and watching these episodes may refresh our memory to be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." But we know like events that happen. So if you're gonna leave a comment section, leave a comment saying like, "Oh, you guys will be blown away by the neck part." Listen, we know. I had to address that comment before already. We know some shit is gonna get crazy. I'm especially looking forward to one of my personal favorite Dragon Gods. Now, you manga people obviously know.
Yeah.
Now, let's just say, if you watch any of my other anime videos when it comes to voluptuous women, you understand.
Yes, and if you know it's from Cameron, then you know it's a voluptuous woman.
You know, all I gotta say is when she's animated, I might legitimately scream on video. So, there's that. And is my friend frozen?
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I thought you were frozen.
Anyways, we continue on. We have it to where now first, we cut back over to Ermina. Now Caramel is looking over the water god dragon, but then he gets up and then he starts choking her. So we left on. Then we get a funny scene to where the characters are all tightly squeezed on a boat. Natsu's literally in Lucy's tits. Juvia won't like this, but Gray is in Urza's tits, and Urza's looking a little bit pissed off at Gray, like, "Get the fuck off me. I have a boy right now on me." She got Jalal. She wants Jalal in her chest, even though she kind of gets flustered by it. Am I wrong?
I mean, no comment. Anyways,
they get back to Ermina, and essentially the town is in craziness. What is going on in the town?
Well, the water dragon has gone berserk. Apparently.
Yes. And essentially we run into Caramel, and the Fairy Tale Guild asks Caramel, like, what's going on? Now, we kind of basically find out the reason why Mercphobia ended up getting his powers sealed and everything from the White Mage. And please explain to the audience what happened there.
It turns out she didn't seal it. It's more like she can make someone makes someone's power increase at her will, I think, if I understand correctly.
Yes, essentially controlling them. Now obviously, he was fine with giving away his power because he was worried about the people, and we know from the previous a few episodes ago that Caramel was the reason why he ended up stopping his rampage. He grew an attachment to her. Does that mean he might have feelings for her? I guess maybe.
Maybe. I mean, I'm all for it.
So that's the thing right then and there. So they basically, so essentially, what happens is what we see from a silhouette form is Toka coming in, taking his abilities. But the thing is, we see what Toka's true alter persona is, and she's making him go berserk essentially. And we just have the water god dragon Mercphobia going berserk. Absolutely crazy. He's destroying the towns with these water, or I guess you can say Pokemon terms, hydro pumps all over the place, and everything. Now, what is the thing that Carmel tells the Fairy Tail Guild she wants them to do?
She now wants them to put him out of his misery, and she also explains how they got into the situation in the first place because she actually asked for help from the White Mage also in the past.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So Natsu ends up getting heated by this. He's like, why do you want me to kill? So it's like, okay, first things first. When we first met you, you were very adamant. You didn't want us to do anything to this guy. And now you're telling me you want to kill this guy that means a lot to you. Why should I do that? And the man is like legitimately like holding her by her damn throat. I'm like, Natsu, chill the fuck down. Come on, man. Don't hurt this poor little girl. Don't hurt this lady. And everything. So go ahead.
I don't think that I think we all know as well as the next guy that Natsu doesn't really care if you're a man or a woman. If you hurt the people he cares about, then you're basically toast.
Yeah, I understand. But he's just like, do you care about this person deeply? And now you're telling us, you're begging us to kill this guy that you care about so much?
I think he's morally pissed at the fact that he asked for help from the White Mage first, and then all of a sudden she wants them to put him out of his misery.
I guess you could say that. Anyways, they do fight against the water god dragon. Wendy puts dragon slaying enchantment magic on Lucy, Urza, and Gray because they don't have dragon slaying magic. And if you remember from the Grand Magic Games arc, when they went up against all those dragons that came from the past, well, none of the regular wizards magic did shit. So it's actually pretty cool to see that Wendy is so advanced that she can actually give people the ability to use to use their magic, but it's technically dragon slaying magic essentially. So they can actually put damage and affect enemies that are dragon caliber. I'm guessing she must have picked this up during the 2-year time skip before the Alvarez Empire arc, more than likely.
I think it's more likely after the or somewhere near the end part of Alvarez Empire. While she was helping Urza fight Irene. So
oh yeah, that's right.
Yes.
No.
Yes. No.
It had to be before that, during at least when she was with Shelia, because that would make no sense, timeline wise.
How would that not make sense?
She would have already had learned how to do dragon slaying enchantments to other people way before that fight with Irene.
She could have just learned it on the fly, like during that fight.
I say she learned it during the 2-year time skip. It would make sense.
The first time she did that, and I think it was she helped Urza fight Irene.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, but I don't think in the fight specifically she mentions in the fight like, oh, I picked this up from her.
Hmm. What do you what? Let us know down in the comment section. What do you guys think, or what do you guys know, or do you guys actually know like when she learned that dragon slaying enchantment magic? Because I think it's clear to say we have no idea. I guess.
I say it would make sense if it's during the 2-year time skip before the fairy tale reform, because it'll make sense she would train and learn a lot more spells to do that. Because if we're saying
I mean,
that is
yeah.
out of the body experience, I know she switched bodies with Irene, but even then, it's like she wouldn't be able to pick up how to enchant dragon slaying magic from Irene just because we switched bodies and then we switched back.
But then again, she later. Well, we're not gonna spoil anything from the
Yeah, you
manga.
look at you. You're already about to spoil stuff now
I
for the
wasn't
ep-
gonna. I wasn't gonna. No, no. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
Oh
I didn't say
my
anything.
God.
Didn't say anything.
Anyways, yeah, it's cool that she learns she learned this magic and everything. So that's the thing. Now they do all their attacks and everything, but it ain't doing much of damn anything. Natsu launches a freaking Dragon King Destruction Fist, and that shit does nothing. And the man just goes crazy, and we get the episode ending off where he literally is calling the water that he had up to the top of the sky, and he's making literally ice pillar, and the fairy tale's looking on like, oh shit, we might be fucked. This is the true power of a dragon god, huh? All right, we'll get back to that part, but we got to talk about the Toka stuff, right? So
Yes.
after Toga was captured by Gajil, Levi, and Juvia and Jalal in Jalal's room, she basically explains what the hell's going on and why she came to Fairy Tale. Now, she ends up talking about like white magic. She says that essentially, one, she does have a dual personality. There's a different personality within her, that is the White Witch, and essentially, the White Mage can manipulate another's magical enemy energy from 0 to max at her will, and essentially control them, if need be.
I think my screen is frozen.
Yeah, I think your screen is frozen because you've been smiling like that.
Oh my god, this is such a weird frame.
Yeah, it is a weird frame. How about you turn your camera off and turn it back on? Maybe that will work.
Hang on, my mouse is loading.
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Technical difficulties throughout the video. While I'm looking at a Denzel image of him smiling, all derpy.
Don't hold back the review because of me. And as long as you can hear me, just keep talking.
We'll be back after these technical difficulties are concluded. All right, back after the technical difficulties. Hopefully that doesn't happen again, but it's all right. It's all right. Ending off last week's episode review. Toga explains that her body's been taken over by the White Mage, and the reason why she actually came to Fairy Tale because all the other characters are like, all right, explain, like, why the hell are you here at Fairy Tale if you got this alter ego persona that is very dangerous, right? She's like, well, I heard, yes, I'm here to see Natsu, but really I'm here because I heard there was like an a wizard that has separation enchantment, and they're like, oh, you must be talking about, well, Jalal's like, oh, you must be talking about Wendy. So she came to see Natsu, but she was mostly here to see Wendy, really. So it's like, I guess Natsu's a big name. You would think Wendy would be another big name, but I guess not. Maybe. I don't mean to make a small joke because she's small. Okay, I'm sorry. I love Wendy. Wendy is best.
And you get mad at me the last time for making a small joke.
I know. Wendy's best girl, even though she's not. How old she technically should be like 20. There's this funny mess. There's this funny mess meme because you know the ongoing gag in Fairy Tale that Mess likes Wendy in some weird romantic way, and it's this clip. I guess it was like some dub gag joke or whatever, where Wendy's like, "I'm not 18." I heard this clip and I started dying of laughter, man. It was hilarious, bro. It was hilarious because the ongoing gag is apparently Mess likes lollies, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Only into lollies. So, and I guess you could say the dub little joke was like, well, she's not technically 18. She's like a 13, 14-year-old girl, essentially. But realistically, she's over this amount of years old because she's from the past. She's a dragon slayer. And then two, if she wasn't in the time skip, 7-year time skip, she would actually be the same age as Sting and Rogue. What if scenario, right? What if scenario? Oh my goodness. This is something, right? Anyways, yes. So she explains this whole thing, but then eventually, the white mage takes her body over and she's just like, Toka, why are you spilling my goddamn secrets? You bitch can't keep your damn mouth shut. I'm sorry. I had to use some explicitives. That's how.
Hey, that's your way, and it is your video, so whatever happens, happens.
Yes. Now, she breaks out of the handcuffs because Toka was handcuffed. She breaks out of the handcuffs and she's just like, well, it seems like that separator enchanter is near my puppet, essentially. So why don't we just have my puppet kill her, which she's talking about mercphobia, essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this also tells us that Wendy could be able to use separation enchantment on Toka and separate the white mage from Toka. Which goes to show you how strong Wendy has grown.
Mm-hmm.
She may be super young, and I may simp, but she's still strong. She's super strong.
Yeah, she's strong. There's no denying that, obviously.
Anyways, the episode ends off. Last week's episode ends off with Toka taking a sip of tea, like, and we find out she took out everybody in Fairy Tail, including Jalal.
Mm-hmm.
So Fairy Tail is in trouble, and Natsu and company won't be coming back anytime soon. So who the hell knows what happens? We know what happens, but if you're an anime only, you're probably just like, what's going on right now? And are Natsu and company gonna help?
You are not ready. You are not ready for the craziness. You are not ready for the craziness.
Yes. That's an ongoing storyline. Now we cut to this week's amazing ass episode. So obviously our hero's in despair because they're like, okay, he put the water into the sky and now there's water up there and oh my god, what are we gonna do? So this is the power of a dragon god. Oh, we're fucked. Anyways, Natsu goes in charging in for some other attacks and they just ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing. Whatever Natsu's throwing at this man's throwing Fire Dragon, King, Fit, Destruction Fist. He's throwing everything he got. Mercphobia is just like, and fighting back, and Natsu's getting thrown into the water and everything. And it's funny because you get that one part where like he creates a whirlpool and Natsu's getting sucked in. And my god, I understand. Real time, these characters think like, oh shit, he killed Natsu. It's just like, Ninja, these people really don't understand. They've been through the thickest of thicks and they think, oh, he's gonna die through that. But that's just they try everything they possibly can. Also, too, we kind of see it like he might like Mercphobia after like hitting because Natsu gets on top of Mercphobia and he tries to fire like a Fire Dragon Fist on his head. Does nothing, and it's like his body turns to like literally liquid, just water liquid. And everything. That's when you make the whirlpool. Then, lo and behold, this voice comes out. You can explain what happens.
Yes, one of the most anticipated characters is starting to appear right now. A huge hand, well, a huge claw or something like that, appears out of the water. And I think you guys would say that it looks very familiar, wouldn't you guys say? It's, one would think it's Ignia. But no, as the figure emerged, it is a dragon. It is a fire dragon, but it's one of the fire dragon gods. And this this particular fire dragon starts to say, "You can't be losing here, Natsu. I won't allow it."
Yeah.
And then, yeah, and then he tosses Natsu to the side and.
Yeah, when I saw this shit in the manga, I'm just like, at first I'm like, wait, I thought he died. I thought that was Ignia. And I'm like, I thought he died to Agnologia. Like, or he gave up his life essence to try to defeat Agnologia. That shit didn't work and everything. And then we get introduced to this person. Now he keeps this dragon's like, how could you let yourself get your ass kicked by Agnologia? I mean, by Mercphobia like this. Like, it's completely embarrassing. And he even talks to Mercphobia. It's like, Mercphobia, why are you going out of control? And I gotta freaking fix your shit. He ends up talking about. Go ahead.
I will say, compared to the other like dragons or dragon gods that we've seen so far, both like regular dragons and dragon gods, I'd say Ignia's has like the smallest design, the smallest compared to like the other dragon gods at least.
Smallest.
I like obviously Mercphobius is larger, and I think we've seen that certain future dragon gods that we'll see in the future, they're really large. Ignis is small. I'm not saying he's weak, obviously. I'm saying he's like when it comes to like stature compared to other stature, he's like really small. I'm not saying he's like tiny, but he's just small compared to them.
So, I do like his design is dope. His animated design is dope. He looks like Ignia, but he's got fire like going all the way down his back like a mohawk, essentially.
He looks so sick.
And look, props to JC staff. They made his introduction absolutely phenomenal. You just feel the threat. You feel the dread that he brings and the intimidation that he brings, and like just the cunning and the cunning and the despicableness and the despicableness and just the really he's just flat out evil character. You just see like how evil this dude is, and he's presented great. And the fact that you see this man like come on, Natsu, eat my flames and shit, like grow stronger. Which, yeah, that's the so he comes down, he literally evaporates the water that Mercphobia made, but in the meantime, he's turning the entire city of Ermina on fire and everything. So then, basically, Natsu is like, what the hell are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm helping you. You should take it. I'm trying to help you out here. Listen, I'm not trying to fight this dude. That's your problem you gotta frickin' deal with. So here, you go eat my flames, and you go beat this guy. Now, Natsu's just like, I ain't eating your damn flames, for crying out loud. And he's like, well then, I don't know what to tell you, man. You're gonna be frickin' in trouble. And he ends up coming down. He turns himself into a human form, and mind you, like, again, when I read the manga and I saw this man's human form, it looks badass. It just looks badass. He oozes badassery. One thing we find out about Ignia is he apparently is Ignia's son. His blood-related son.
Yes. And I was like, what are you talking about? Ignia's son is... Yes, I know. And then Ignia's like, yes, I know. You're the one who Ignia considers his son. But I'm his flesh and blood.
So he basically talks about like, well, you see, yes, we are given birth to by our mothers, but then eventually our fathers just up and leave. And to be honest, he was worried more about training humans and shit like that and being friends with them. And honestly, at this point in time, I didn't give a shit when I got older. So there you go. Ignia is definitely not like Ignia. He is not as honorable, he is not as respectful, and he does not like humans. He hates humans, in fact. And if especially if you're reading the current manga, you definitely know what his plans ultimately are to do. I won't go into that detail, but read the manga if you care. Um, things like that. But he basically confronts Natsu, and he just wants, his whole goal is he wants Natsu to grow stronger so he can be able to fight him one-on-one, a fight to the death. And Natsu's like, what the frick are you talking about? And he's like, listen, dude, you know, we used to be, you know, we dragon gods essentially used to be afraid of Acnologia. He was really strong back in the day. So this is why we fled to Giltina. But eventually, we heard that Acnologia ended up being defeated. And I would figure you were the reason why it happened. And obviously Natsu's like, yeah, I defeated him. And then Ignia's like, well, if you defeated him, why is mercphobia such a problem for you? And he's like, oh, so you must have had other dragon slayers helping you defeat Acnologia. And Natsu's like, okay,
I mean,
yeah, they're my friends. What's the point? And then Ignia's just like, you're
that won't do.
pathetic.
That won't do. I want a one-on-one fight with you. So get stronger.
Yes. He ends up telling Natsu, look, man, eat my flames and you'll get your power to defeat mercphobia. It's the only way you can defeat him. And Natsu's like, no. I'm not doing that after hearing everything that I said, what you stand by and live for, and in terms of what you want to accomplish. And Ignia's like, well, I guess if you don't want to do that, I guess I can just hurt your damn friends that you care about so much. I'll kill them and then get, you know, yeah, maybe that will actually make you get stronger. And then Natsu charges in with a punch. He blocks it with utter ease, mind you. So this goes to show you how strong Ignia is compared to Natsu at this point in time.
Yeah, right now he's like, so you get increasingly strong with your emotions, huh? I see.
See, now it's funny because maybe they could have went a little bit off script in terms of the anime, and they could have been like, shit, you must have the power of friendship, don't you, bitch? Because, you know, that's the number one thing people complain about when it comes to Fairy Tail, the power of friendship. Oh, they use the power of friendship every single time. When I literally have a review series that talks about all these power of friendship moments, and I legitimately null and point and kill any of these points people say. Please go check out my Fairy Tail reviews if you've not had it. I'll leave a link at the outro of the video. I cover each and every single arc. Yes, even those shitty-ass filler arcs. And I explain how I love Fairy Tail and why some of the power of friendship moments really exactly aren't power of friendship moments.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing, he's not on the video though. It's just me, all by myself.
Probably for the best.
Anyways, yeah, he's just like, all right, yeah, it seems like you increasingly get stronger due to your emotions. He's like, listen, dude, I'll leave your friends alone for now, but listen, if you want to take my flames, I guess mercphobia is just gonna kill your friends anyway. So look, you're at a lose-lose situation. So you either eat my flames and win, or you don't eat my flames and your friends still die. So what's you doing? And he goes back into his dragon form, and he's just like, all right, I'll see you again sometime. Hopefully you get stronger so we can live up to our one-on-one fight. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gone. Now listen, like I said, the way the JC staff and the way the animation handled Ignia's first appearance in the series, chef's kiss. Amazing. I was legitimately watching the episode this morning. I was like, oh my god, this moment is dope. So this technically means that Natsu has a stepbrother.
Yes. Well, as twist turned out, too bad he turned out to be such a, you know what.
Ignia definitely would not want to see his two quote-unquote, well, I guess even for Natsu's case, quote-unquote, sons fighting.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Ignia's dead. And Ignia lives on through Natsu. He also lives on through Ignia, but in a completely different way. Again, we also find, like my co-host mentioned a few minutes ago, he is the fire god dragon, so obviously they're gonna have to defeat him at some point. He goes away. Natsu and Lucy and or not Natsu and Lucy, the others show up. They're like, wait, what happened? What's going on and everything? And basically Natsu is like, well, he told me to eat his fire and everything, but I don't want to do that because he's a bad dude. And Happy and the others like, who the hell cares? We're trying to live. Eat the damn fire. I'm not trying to mess around and die here. And then even Happy explains like, look, we'll tell you all later about what the hell happened and everything. So that's the thing. So I'm guessing Happy overheard this conversation too, since he was in the area. So Natsu starts just eating the flames, putting out the flames that are around the city of Ermina, and he basically goes into his Dragon Force form, and it's a lot more detailed than in the original anime, because if you watch the original anime, he would just have scales. But at least he looks like, okay, we can easily tell he's in his Dragon Force form. And it also looks like it's like a fusion between his Dragon Force and his E&D form too. I like that.
Yeah. I think it's more like the igneous flames causing in this form. Yeah, it's not your typical like END slash Dragon Force.
Yes. Deep down, Natsu is still E&D, even though he got rid of the demon persona in his body. And he said he's human, but deep down, he's still a member of the Book of Zareth.
Mm-hmm.
One of the 9 demon gates. I don't think I didn't know that, huh?
Yeah. I think it was 12 demon gates.
That's what I said, 12 demon gates.
You said 9. You said 9. You just said 9. Play it back, guys. Play it back. And he said 9. He just said 9.
All right, 12 demons. All right, yeah. Okay, whatever. I fucked up then, according to you. Anyways,
I mean, once this video comes out, you're welcome to play it back to see for yourself.
Anyways, I really don't go back and rewatch my videos. Whatever happens, happens. Anyways, this is what we're saying. Natsu goes up against Mercphobia one-on-one. And this fight was amazing. It was just obviously it was complete destruction by Natsu. I just love the fact too, they're playing the iconic. They're playing that song in the background. Now it's a remix song of the original from the original anime. It's a remix one, which I like. You know, it's pretty cool. And you just have Natsu going crazy, defeating this guy, beating Mercphobia up and everything. He does a Kamehameha reference with this huge dragon energy ball and everything. And he fires it at this pillar Mercphobia tries to shoot water at, completely destroys it and everything. And Mercphobia legitimately is down. Well, he's not, he's about to get down. Natsu's charging in. He's like, hey, I can't do this alone. I need my friends to help me on this situation so he can prove to, Ignia, like, listen, my friends are by my side. They help me through they make me stronger. So I'm not gonna do this alone, right? So you have it to where Wendy enchants Gray and Urza again, and they help out with the situation. Natsu hits the finishing blow. Mercphobia is down for the count.
We should also point out that during this moment, Lucy's in the background, like she points out. Lucy is for the first time fearing Natsu's flames.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I may be a hater, but I don't know why she would. Obviously, I can see why after what we see later she could be intimidated. But it's like, for me, my opinion, guys. Out of all the moments this man has gone berserk are crazy. Because remember, the movie is canon. Dragon Pride is canon to the story, technically. And he did go E&D form Natsu in that form too. Or in that movie too. Out of all the times, she is scared. She wasn't scared of E&D. She wasn't scared of that shit in the movie. But she's scared now. Now, yes, he loses himself. I understand. But you would think he should be more scared of E&D Natsu because E&D Natsu was crazy. He was.
Well, E&D Natsu during the Alvarez Empire. Well, she was kind of.
I know she was knocked out, and he went E&D because she.
I don't think she even knew about that actually. So she didn't even know about that just yet. How it felt at that moment. So yeah, this is. I think this is like her first time genuine experience her first experience, like seeing it for herself. If not, I think Ignia's flames are having another effect on him.
Yeah, maybe it's reawakening that dragon persona slash E&D demon Book of Zareth persona within him. I'm all here for E&D Natsu. That shit is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, near the end, he did start to look like E&D Natsu. He did look like E&D Natsu. The freaking. Oh my goodness, this man, Ignia, turning this man back into a demon. I said Ignia. That I did catch.
Mm-hmm. You did catch that.
So, Ignia literally turning this man back to E&D Natsu. And she ends up doing the typical hug, which I think that same hug is an homage. She did that. Wait, no, she did that same hug in the yeah, she did the same hug in the Alvarez Empire arc after she comes back, and then she also did the hug in Dragon Pride.
And she also did that exact same hug and during the Eclipse arc. I mean, not during the when they were fighting the 6 dragons that came out of the portal.
The Grand Magic Games arc is out.
Yeah, the back half of it, but yeah.
Oh my God, these ladies don't go away. Sorry, Olympic basketball, damn it. As I was saying, yeah, she does the homage. She does the typical Lucy Nalu hug, where she comes up from behind him and hugs and presses her tits on his back. Yes,
her clothes were getting burned too.
Yes, her clothes were getting burned. Everybody else was shocked because man was literally burning on fire. It goes to show you again. It's one of these damn Nalu moments, which goes to show you, Lucy loves Natsu. It's obvious. She wants to deny it. She continues to deny it. But at the end of the day, she doesn't view Natsu as a friend. She views Natsu as a legitimate partner. They're already a married couple and they're unconfirmed. She always be doing this hug. She always be doing this romantic ass hug. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with that. I'm all for Nalu moments. We need Nalu moments. So that's the kind of the thing. And the episode, she basically tells him, look, it's over. You don't need to do no more. And the episode ends. Dragon God Merkphobia has been defeated. Is he dead? We'll find out. We don't cut over to see what happened with Toka, but at the start of the episode, we do get, I guess you can say, a funny fairy tale offshoot moment thing. Now, I went back to the original chapter, which was chapter 19, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking maybe this is something to do with like maybe they're adapting cover pages and doing extended cover stories, right? No, this ain't nothing to do.
I feel for it.
This wasn't a cover story. This was the cover story is something completely different. Which the cover story of this chapter, if I go back to it, was of Wendy and Carla in bikinis, and you just have Mest looking on like, yeah, because Mest is a complete lolicon. Yeah, he's a lolicon. So if they're doing these nice little cover stories or these nice little intro things before an episode where it's like, all right, here we go, get funny thing. It's basically where Lucy's trying to write something down in her book for her novel or whatever. Natsu does his typical Natsu thing where he goes into her house and she's like, why are you here? I never gave you the keys to my house, even though technically you can give him the keys to your house because he literally lives there other than his place. And basically, Natsu's like, well, let's go on an adventure. Maybe you can get your writer's block out the way. And they go on an adventure, and you have these weird anteater looking things literally
wrapping around Lucy.
Their tongues are licking Lucy, and like a few of them tongues wrapped around.
Well, at the same time, Lucy is also writing it down.
It down, and she's saying, can you stop licking me right now? And I'm just like... Huh?
My brain is farting just as much as when I watch Nokotan.
Look, that was clearly your fan service moment for all the guys that apparently want to lick Lucy.
Don't say that.
So I'm being honest. There are some guys are absolutely weird, and they just feel like they need to lick Lucy if she was real. But I'm not like those guys. But that's your fan service moment of the episode. It isn't a fairy tale episode if you don't get your fan service, right?
Mm-hmm. Technically, every episode of Fairy Tail is fan service, whether it's like a clothes being damaged during battle or anything.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. We're gonna get out of here. So then I can go watch Brain Rot, Nokotan.
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy! Apparently I heard this past episode of Nokotan, this new one, it apparently takes the cake for something where it's like, this show should be canceled.
What?
I don't know what's that supposed to mean, but I gotta check it out. We'll be back with more Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest. Anime episode reviews. We're gonna go back to the weekly format. Thank God I didn't work on Sunday today, because my boss tried to get me to come in on Sunday to work a damn game, but I'm not doing that. Mind you, I had to get out of that damn stadium. I didn't get home till 11. I didn't get out of the stadium till 10. I'll tell you about it off camera. Anyways, if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button. If you want to get more Cam 315 content or more Fairy Tail, One Piece, Dragon Ball is gonna Nokotan, things like that. Resident Evil. I finished my Resident Evil 3 playthrough. I'm done with that fucker Nemesis.
I'm currently watching that video, by the way.
And Resident Evil 4 will be coming to you real soon. I'm not looking forward to that game. Part 1's already recorded. I just got to get it up to YouTube, render it, and you guys check it out and see what more shenanigans do I got to get into with Resident Evil, because I hate this universe.
You did want to enter that universe in the first place, so.
I'm waiting for Resident Evil 9. Give me Resident Evil 9 right now. I want Resident Evil 9. Return of Jill.
Why Jill specifically?
Because I want to see Jill again. But I want to be mad if we have a game focused on Chris or Claire or Leon.
I guess whatever floats your boat.
Only reason why I like playing Resident Evil 4 is because Leon's back. That's why. You Chad. I think of him as Cloud Strife. But that's a game you need to get on to playing someday.
Yes, but unfortunately I can't do a gameplay on that.
You can't do gameplays on that. Those Square Enix will take your shit down. Plus, that music is very much copyrighted. Do not waste your time with that.
Yeah, anyways.
So then, guys, catch you guys later. Peace.